right. Good morning to people in Arizona, US, and a warm good evening to people in India. This is Lisa Samal, co-founder of Adoxa, and I'm here with two amazing speakers, and they have huge experience in what they have already established. And before we begin, I just want to ask for an excuse. Before we begin, I have my little baby here. There was a huge thunderstorm here, and he's a little scared. So you may see him on and off around me. So I really apologize for that. So I'm going to begin with introducing our amazing speakers. We have Principal Lisa Norwood from Arizona, USA. She is originally from North Hollywood, California, and currently resident of Phoenix, Arizona. She is mom to 3 young men and 5 grandchildren. She has done bachelor's in business administration and master's in educational leadership. She will begin her 21st year in education and 8th year as a principal. She enjoys public speaking and she loves to motivate others to find their purpose of life. She loves to travel. She is an active member of Church of Christ. She's also an active member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority. She is an amazing person. I mean, whatever introduction I gave about her is going to be very less in this particular time period. But she's also co-author of the book, The Power of 50 Lessons of Becoming Your Best Self. And her another book will be soon releasing in year 2020. So a very warm welcome to Lisa. And we are so glad that you could adjust and just, be here for all of us.
Thank you.
Our second speaker is Soubhagya Kumar Samal. He's originally from Odisha, Bhubaneswar, India. He has done master's in business administration. He has more than 15 years in the field of education, and he has experience in establishing several CBSE schools and also establishing colleges, management and engineering colleges. And in his 15+ years, he has 5 years in US. So he has an experience of working in US as well. He is the founder of Adoxa, and his last introduction would be he's husband of an awesome wife, and that's me. So I welcome my husband, Soubhagya Samal, to this webinar.
Thank you very much, Tulika.
So today, everyone wants to succeed and achieve goals, and a lot of us need a little push. A lot of us go through a phase where we feel stuck. We are at the point where we find no solution, or we need someone to tell us that it's okay, everything is going to be all right. So thinking about this and about the quote, be an encourager, the world has plenty of critics already. It came to my mind, why not dig deeper into this about how can one be an encourager? How can one be an effective encourager? Or what are the characteristics of it? What is important? So with that purpose and goal in mind, we have the speakers with us. And so I want to start with Lisa, and I want her, if she can share, what does being an encourager mean to her? And do they have certain characteristics, or how does it sound like being an encourager? Lisa, to you.
So to me, just being an encourager, you have to start with yourself. You have to speak positive things to yourself. And even though you get frustrated with goals that you may set or you don't accomplish them the way that you want, you still have to push yourself and encourage yourself, saying positive things to yourself to keep yourself going. And so I just tried to say to people things that I would want people to say to me. I really try to treat people the way I want to be treated, but especially when you see people are trying or you see people have set goals, you really just want to just get them to their goal, help them get there, help them accomplish that. And so you just say things that are going to make them feel better, or to just maybe just uplift their spirits. And so that's just kind of the approach that I take when I'm talking to people, or even when I'm sharing things on social media. What are things that are just going to cause people to think a little bit differently, or to see the positive in it? Because you're right, there's so many negative things going on in our world now, and everything you read on social media, every other post is a negative post. So I try to put something, I want people to start their day with something positive, and to think something that they can to meditate on and reflect on, and just kind of get their day going and break up all the negativity that they encounter.
Definitely. I forgot to add to that, there had been time, I have experience working with Lisa, and there have been moments where I felt stuck, and then he would come in and say, like, why don't you try finding something positive? If I'm having trouble handling a student. So no matter how bad behavior is, she would always encourage me to find something positive, because that makes a huge impact. And I have definitely experienced that myself after she encouraged me. So I want to know from Soubhagya, what do you think about being an encourager, and why is encouragement important, especially in today's scenario where we see negativity everywhere surrounding us? Soubhagya.
Thank you, Tulika, very much. Yeah, I'm fortunate that you are my wife. I know you are awesome and wonderful. And initially I was a little scared to share this platform with you and Miss Norwood, because I know Miss Narod from USS. She's a great lady, a great principal, a great leader, and a human being with fine qualities. My ideas are somehow built up on her ideas. Like in this world, when people are telling you that you can't achieve this, you can't succeed, so you need to listen from people who will tell you, yes, you can do it. If you can try it, then what is the harm? Like, at least give a try. Stop being so hard on yourself. You just have to win, or you may have to lose, but at least give a try. When people are telling you that you just start and you are halfway there, he is an encourager who can see through the dark. He is an encourager. So as Ms. Naru told that our world is filled with a lot of negativities right now. Everything is not right placed. A lot of problems are there, and whether it's healthcare, whether it's like the weapon industry is booming, our economy is slow down. So definitely a lot of issues are going on there. We need people who can tell us, yes, at least go ahead, and with their kind word, with their little bit of appreciation, which will make us feel really good. So for me, someone who is like positive frame of mind, who would like to dig deep into someone and try to see what is the best thing you can find in someone. Like, human beings are made of such specific qualities and details. If you can find something good in someone, then something problem in you. You need to dig deep into your heart and head to find out, why can't I see something good in someone, whereas he has so many things to give to the world or to the community. So encouragement is like, you can encouragement someone for his talent, you can encouragement someone for the process he's taking to reach somewhere. It's not about always getting result. It's all about, like, yeah, somebody put some effort. We need to encourage that effort, and it's really not necessary that he has to achieve everything, whatever he has set goal for himself. So this is my point of view, what I feel like, yeah, one should be an encourager like this.
That's very good.
Sorry?
That one really makes you. Is there a problem in my voice? Am I audible?
Yeah. Now I can hear you.
Yeah, so I completely agree that one has to be really appreciative and positive when encouraging someone. But I really wonder, This is something to both the speakers. I really wonder how easy it is for any person to be appreciative or to be positive about someone or situation. Is it really easy to be an encourager, or it really takes some extra courage to be an encourager? So, Lisa would like to know, how can one be an effective encourager? What should a person possess as quality to be an encourager, or is there something one can practice to be an encourager? Lisa, to you.
So again, like I said earlier, it starts within yourself. If you are thinking positive thoughts, then you can share those positive thoughts with other people. But if you're always thinking negative thoughts, if you're always consuming yourself with negative things, you're not going to have an encouraging or positive word to share. You're going to share negative things. And I have some friends that when they're on social media, they watch a lot of those videos, and the videos have violence or they're just really negative videos. And I'm like, how can you sit there and watch that? Whatever you feed yourself, that's what's going to come out. And so in order for you to encourage someone else and to be an encourager or to be that positive person, you have to feed yourself with positive things. And so I haven't always been a positive person. And even as a principal, it took me a while to understand what I needed to say to encourage my staff and also to encourage my students. But that was because I took time to reflect on myself and where I wanted to grow as a person. So I really believe that it starts within, and the more you feed yourself with positive things, the easier it is to share out with others. So like for me, I start every morning with a devotional. I read my Bible every morning and I pray every morning before I talk to anyone, before I read anything. That's how I start my day. And then whatever that resonated with me while I was reading and studying, that's what I share out on social media. And since I've been doing that now for about maybe 4 or 5 years, and that has made such a difference for me to just get my day started. Because I remember there were days I would you wake up in a bad mood or you didn't sleep well, and that just kind of determines the course of the day. But if you wake up, even if you didn't sleep well, if you wake up and start off with something positive, then that can determine how you're going to react to situations that come your way, because every situation isn't always positive. Sometimes you have to take those negative situations and make them positive, but you can't do that if you don't have positive thoughts already in your mind. So it's really what you feed your mind, and that's what you're going to impart and share with other people.
Very true. I mean, I personally read Lisa's quote every day. In fact, because of the time zone here, when it's morning, it's evening there. So the first thing I find on my Facebook page is some positive quotes from Bibles or her own quote or whatever she reads. She definitely posts it. So here comes here how she's making the difference. She's not only reading those quotes herself, but she's sharing. So I think there comes, like, if you are yourself positive, you wanna spread that vibe to the world, maybe through the social media. You may not be able to approach to 100%, but even if you reach to 1%, that makes a huge difference. Am I right, Lisa? Do you agree?
Yeah, can you say that again?
I said, do you agree that even if it's 1% we make difference, that's huge?
It is. And, you know, at first I didn't feel comfortable sharing those things on Facebook because a lot of people are not religious. A lot of people don't believe in God. But one of the things that I found is that when you read a lot of the positive quotes that people just post without a scripture, 90% of those quotes come from the Bible. It has some religious meaning to it. So I was like, well, I might as well just post the whole thing. They're like, where did that actually come from? So I'm just sharing what's already in the Bible, but it's things that people already say. Like one that comes to mind all the time is treat people like you want to be treated. That's biblical. that's in the Bible. Jesus is telling people to treat people like they want to be treated, but we hear it in different ways, in different languages, and different interpretations. But at the end of the day, it all means the same thing. And so I just feel like if I can make one person feel a little bit better, then I'm good. And I honestly, I didn't start out trying to encourage people. I was just sharing what resonated with me. But the feeling for me now has been really good because I have encourage other people, and people will send me little messages, and you've done that too, Talika. You'll send me messages and say thank you for posting that, and several people do that, and that makes me feel like, okay, so what I'm doing is purposeful and I should keep doing it, because I really do want to encourage people to be their best, because I want people to encourage me to be my best. And so it's, you pay it forward, and whatever you pay it forward with positively, it's going to come back to you tenfold. I believe that.
And I completely agree, because I still remember the very first day of school. Lisa gave all of us a small red book, that's kind of like pocket book. I am so sorry, this is my baby. And so it has so many beautiful quotes. And I'll be honest, first year I did not use it because there was so much going on. And the next year when I was setting up my classroom, I kind of looked at it and I was like, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
And and so I kind of found that I mean, I can use it, because there were some days when I was like so much frustrated, stressed, and so I would just open the small diary, and any page I open, because it's all positive quotes, so it always gave me that positive vibe, and I would be like, okay, I can do this. So some point of time, we all need that encouragement. And again, what Lisa and Soubhagya both agreed with is like, it has to come within. Like, if we are not positive, we cannot spread that positivity in the world. So coming to you, Soubhagya, digging more deeper into it, what are your thoughts on quote and positivity?
You know, encouragement is like a verbal sunshine. And the people, those who encourage, they have the quality to go deep into somebody's heart to find out what is good in them. And again, like it Bible says, as Nisha told, like, anxiety, I don't know much about the Bible, honestly. Somehow I read it somewhere, like, anxiety weighs down a heart, but a kind word cheers it up. So we must be very kind, we must be humble, and we should not be very retrospective. We only need to find out what is good in someone. And again, like, if you have the tendency to encourage anyone, if you have tendency to be very positive, we can spread that very easily. I'll make it a point. I'll go from today onwards to encourage 5 people for the good thing they are doing. So I'll not leave any opportunity go to encourage someone. Like we are talking about, like social media, some people exchange phone numbers, email, and they never text, or they never email back. So if you find something good in someone, there are a lot of ways we can tell him, hey, I mean, I like it, I appreciate your gesture, I appreciate your effort, I mean, you are awesome in this. So that will make a whole lot of difference. I would like to share a small experience of mine. I was in my early 20s, and I was really scared to take up a job. That was a very good job offer, but my uncle, to tell you that he is not my biological uncle. We just met somewhere and we became very friend. So I call him uncle because he's almost like 79 years old right now, I believe, at this point of time. So he told me, like, go for it. What is the harm in it? Like, in case if you'll lose it, or in case if you'll not do good, and you'll get some experience, and you'll learn and grow in life. So to tell you, I built my career on that job. So whenever I have any problem, whenever I feel anxiety or I'm a little down, so I always knock his door, and his door is always open for me. So we need someone to encourage us at every stage of our life. Maybe we are very confident, maybe we are very successful, but there are times when we need to, okay, you have done too much. You just take out some time, just chill yourself and listen to somebody. Maybe some music, some Bible. I have no connection with like Bruno Mars, but I like him because I love to listen his music. So we can find, you know, positivity or some kind of connection, some kind of relationship, or someone who can encourage from anywhere, maybe from nature, maybe from human being, or maybe from your friends, relative, or maybe from your wife. Like Tulika, she is always inspiring me. That's really great. Yeah, this is what I feel.
Thank you, Soubhagya, for giving me the credit that I inspire you. And but it's really something. What I try to do is when someone is negative, not negative always, but sometimes people are stressed, people are in a situation, they need fuel to energize themselves. And I really wonder the way our cars have indicators that gas is running out and we need to fill it. I really wonder if we people could have that indicator that we need some encourager. Because sometimes it's also that people know they need it, but then they are either hesitant to ask for help or they feel like how they will be treated just because they ask for help. So we really need something that could, make everybody feel encouraged. So talking about that, Lisa, what do you think are the roadblocks to someone to be an encourager? Is it something that's never going to happen, or are there actually any roadblocks?
So sometimes you, as like me, I deal with things that just really get me down, and I don't have a positive thought and I don't have a positive word for anybody. And so if you allow those things to just like penetrate your mind and that's all you're thinking about, that can stop you from encouraging others or having something positive to say because you're focusing on the wrong thing. So like, for instance, the pandemic, this is worldwide. We're all suffering from this virus and the effects that it's having on our friends and our families. And it's easy to get caught up in not being able to connect with people physically, and not being able to go freely about like we normally would. But when you look at the flip side of that, and I had a conversation with a few friends a while back about it, I'm like, you know what? If we think about the positive side of this pandemic and what has it taught us, instead of looking at what have we not been able to do, what are some things we have been able to do? I know for me, it taught me to just be still because I'm so busy and I'm always on the go, and I never spent time at home. I spent time at home just enjoying being at home by myself, and just I had time to read and clean and organize and just be within my own thoughts. So sometimes we allow situations to keep us from being positive and to keep us from encouraging others. We just always need to look for that positive situation. What's that one thing that you can take away from any negative situation? And there's always a positive somewhere. You just have to find it. And sometimes it takes a lot to find it, but it's there.
Yes, positivity is something which is like really helpful in changing any situation from worse to bad or maybe in a better situation. So I'm going to ask the same question to you, Soubhagya. What do you think the roadblocks are, or if there's anything you want to add to what Lisa mentioned?
You know, like I would say the foremost quality of an encourager or a person who is having positive state of mind is must be a good human being, must be very honest, must be truthful. If you are not, then you are definitely going to find out what are the negativities, what are the drawbacks, what are the things that you don't like in someone. So as I said, you know, every human being is made of such specific detail. They are having definitely something good. So you need to find out that what is that good thing. So as Ms. Norwood told, like, you know, we are in a very different situation. It is an unprecedented time when everything is upset. So we need to find out the good or positive aspect of the kids who are missing out their school. the teachers, those who are community builder, those who are building the nation. So we need to, instead of complaining that, they are not teaching, they are not connected to the kids because there is no online classes or there is no remote learning, or maybe we can say like, you are spending too much of time with your family right now, and you are not having a very good, understanding with your wife because you both are staying at home, not going for your job. So there are a lot of negativity, a lot of misunderstanding is there. So being a very good human being, you can see things in a different way. So if the other roadblocks, I would say, you are very careless. Like someone is doing good to you, but you don't feel like expressing it. You are born or you are brought up in a culture where you don't know how to appreciate people. That's it. That is what again we call like you are ignorant. Then you are very egoist. You don't like to appreciate people. If I'll appreciate my wife, she'll feel like, oh, she's superior. So in that case, you are someone who need to improve yourself. You need to see what are the, best you can do to your family, to your friend, to your community, how you can encourage them, because you never know your kind word can change their life forever.
Thank you, Soubhagya, for sharing this. It's really important for any encourager to be genuine by heart and be empathetic and have that patience to listen to the other person, because that will give you that moment where you can actually find out the right way or be honest or truthful in giving your feedback or encouraging the other person. So it was really nice discussion, and I really want if there's more that we can add to it, because I think this discussion is something which will go on because it's so encouraging right now to talk about, and especially seeing Miss Norwood after more than a year. Like, I'm trying to suppress my anxiety or excitement, overwhelm, but I really want to say that if it's because I wanted to add something that she was talking about, that before she was not still, and now this pandemic has given her a chance to be at home, to be herself, enjoy her own space. But before that, when she's not in school, you will find her either reaching out to community people or any organizations who can help school students to be better persons. So she's at the outlook for every opportunity that she can provide to the students. And same is with Soubhagya, where he's very patient. I'm not saying that because he's my husband, but because I know I am little less on that part. So he's very patient. He finds that moment and connectivity with the students. And with me, it's like I need the result right away. If I thought of anything, like it should happen right away. The encouragement is something that takes time, the process, especially if it's something deep into the situation. So I would like to have Ms. Norwood and then Ms. Soubhagya to share their views about this webinar before we wrap up. Ms. Norwood, you have to unmute.
Yep. I appreciate you even thinking about me to participate. I love the idea of sharing how to be an encourager and how to encourage others. So I'm just thankful. I'm glad to see both of you, and I can see the boys a little bit in the background. So it's good to see you and just good to know that you guys are doing well. So just thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor for us that you took our time, and you not only took out the time, but you also adjusted, even though there was some confusion. I was thinking of rescheduling it, but you made it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I would like to add something over here. I do remember, during the initial days while we were there in USA, Tulika joined, MOBO school, and she was a little nervous because that's a different transition. So we because we both are from same background, we used to share all the details, what is happening in the school, and what is good and bad. She is having a very good opinion about you. She always feel like you are very specific. You give responsibility to the teachers, and you always check them, and periodically you encourage them. And in fact, she has a great opinion about your like PDs. Often she used to tell me, can I ask Miss Narodi if she can share me those PDs? And she is really doing great, and she's a great community builder. And I have seen you, your connection with the kids is always awesome. And we are always happy to see you. And in fact, the thing that you are doing is definitely encouraging, not only to me, my wife, maybe so many other teachers, or maybe the student. I mean, and you are again connected to the Bible, and that's a great thing, which can spread smile, and make people happy with your opinion, facts, and your services, what you are doing for the community.
I mean, it was a great webinar, and I'm pretty sure right now we don't have the audience because of the situation, but everyone may have left with some kind of encouragement to do better in their life, and not just to be with them, keep it with them, but to spread it and make it contagious. And I hope everyone be an encourager, especially in today's situation where we all need more positivity than negativity. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Norwood, again. Thank you, Soubhagya, for sharing with us, and hope to see you all again. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ms. Narwood. Thank you, Tulita.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Norwood.